So for this week's video, I wanted to try something new. I decided to rank every season of television that I've watched from June 1st, 2019 to May 31st, 2020. I chose this calendar because it's the same calendar that the Emmys use. I have 7 seasons on this list. If you want to know what they are without knowing the order, you can look in the description. And I have reviews up for most of these, so if you want a more in-depth explanation on my thoughts, you can go check those out. I will not be spoiling anything major, just a couple minor things. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. At number 7 is Jessica Jones Season 3. This season was a pretty unsatisfactory ending to the Netflix MCU. The characters are all pretty unlikable, the plot is very slow-paced, and the themes aren't really explored at all. If I had to give it a positive, I would say that Kristen Ritter does give a solid performance and a solid directorial debut, but the character of Jessica Jones just feels very stale and underdeveloped. At number 6 is I Am Not Okay With This Season 1. Now the cast and characters of this season really stand out. Each character has their own distinct personality and dynamic with the other characters. This season is also pretty well paced, every episode feels important. However, the series didn't really feel like it launched until the last episode. I wish that it revealed a bit more about the mystery. That being said, just because it's second from last doesn't mean that it's a bad season. It's still worth watching. It's just that when you only have 7 slots in a list, some pretty good things are going to be put towards the bottom. At number 5 is Tiger King. Sorry I didn't get a chance to review this one, I've been busy with summer school. This was also a bit hard to place, being a documentary and all. Everything you've heard about it is true though. It gives the audience a glimpse into the world of big cat trading, which is surprisingly dark and twisted. It explores pretty much all sides of the issues it tackles and doesn't really paint anyone as the good guy or the bad guy. The problem with it is that it does kind of lose track of what it was originally focusing on. It started by focusing on the world of big cat trading and how that works, but towards the end it just started focusing on all the weird zany personalities involved. However, this is a pretty good docu-series overall, and is worth watching just for the meme value. At number 4 is Stranger Things Season 3. This season has a lot of fun character moments, particularly regarding the kids. It has a pretty solid plot that's also pretty well paced. There's some pretty well directed set pieces like the hospital scene, but there are some tonal issues. The season doesn't always transition from action to horror to comedy to drama very well. There's also some wasted characters like Will and Jonathan. I'm still excited for Season 4, but I do think this show is running out of steam a bit. At number 3 is Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. This season was hard to place due to the 3 different story arcs, all of which vary greatly in quality. The first arc, the Bad Batch arc, is good enough. It has some good character moments and some good action, it just has no suspense. It's not really bad, it's just standard Clone Wars. The second arc, the Martez Sisters arc, is pretty horrible, honestly. The 2 new characters do not work at all, the villains are generic, and the plot is very slow. There is an interesting dynamic between Ahsoka and the new characters that is a pretty solid positive for a pretty weak story arc, but it's also probably the only positive for this story arc. The third story arc, however, is a masterpiece. It has some great character moments, a great story, great action, a strong theme, and probably is the best piece of Star Wars media since Empire Strikes Back. So if the first and second arc was as good as the third arc, this could be number 1. But if the first and third arc were on par with the second arc, this could be in last place. So I put it right here, towards the top but not at the very top. At number 2 is The Mandalorian Season 1. This is just about everything I wanted from a live-action Star Wars TV show. It perfectly blends westerns, crime dramas, samurai movies, heist movies, sci-fi, and everything that made Star Wars great. It gives us some of the best new Star Wars characters. It does have some flaws like some slow pacing, but overall this is a pretty good first season and I'm very excited for Season 2. But coming in at number 1 is gonna be The End of the Effing World Season 2. I honestly didn't expect to put this at number 1, but honestly I think it's the best season I've watched this past year. I was a bit ambivalent going into this season just because it's completely original material, not taken from Charles Forsman's original graphic novel, but I was happily surprised at the outcome. The character arcs, themes, and storyline blend together to create a satisfactory conclusion to the series. While I'll admit that it is a bit slow-paced, it's still the best piece of TV that I've watched this past year. So yeah, that's it. That's my ranking. What did you guys think about my ranking? What were some of y'all's favorite TV seasons from the past year? Would you guys like to see more television rankings? They're things that I think are very fun, but also very difficult to do because they take so long to watch. But I would still love to do more of them. Sorry this video is a bit late. I've been busy with summer school and had some other stuff going on. Just so you guys know, there will not be a video the weekend of the 27th, just because I will have been out of town for that entire week beforehand. Also, this next video might take me 2 weeks to edit instead of 1, just because I'm doing something different that I haven't really done before, something a lot more in-depth, and that just might take more time to create, but I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys like it. And then after that, I have a couple videos planned for July. So yeah, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe. Bye.